Princess will see you now is a line you never want to hear if you live in the kingdom of Revelia. This kingdom was once ruled by a righteous and noble king by the name of Tibor Revelis, who lived in a palace alongside his wife Valentina and their daughter Adria. Tibor himself was a kind-hearted man, always putting the needs of his people before his own, and he would never bat an eyelid if money had to be spent to improve the kingdom or to better the quality of life of his people. He didn't see them as anything less than his equals, and always tried to treat them with as much respect as they gave him. He believed in equality wholeheartedly and didn't see why he should have power over others just because he was born into it. It took a while for him to prove to the people that he wasn't a tyrant like his father was before him, but he had the word of a local seamstress who had seen the good he was trying to do and convinced the townsfolk to give him a chance. This was how Tibor met Valentina, and it was with them working together that they slowly turned the opinions of the civilians. And by marrying her, he proved that he had no issues with the lower classes and was titled the People's King. In the 5 years that followed, neighbouring kingdoms began to contact Tibor with hopes of creating trade routes, relations and alliances, to which he was beyond grateful for, considering his family had separated the kingdom from the world centuries prior. They brought in new technologies that his people couldn't even begin to comprehend, and they were soon brought into the modern age, but still kept in touch with the otherwise medieval aesthetic that they had lived with for so long. After these 5 years, a new family member was born, Princess Adria, a strong-willed, fiery young girl who would again change the way people saw the kingdom. When she turned 10, she began to question her father, wondering why he didn't use their money and technology to take over the other kingdoms, villages, and newly emerging cities. Despite being brought up by two loving and respectable parents, she had views similar to the king's estranged family. It turned out there was a scientist feeding her information, telling the princess that she shouldn't listen to her father, telling her that he needed to embrace war and conquest rather than being the caring, weak man that he was. This made her grow distant from her parents, but the king and queen still longed for their child's affections, so when it came to her 13th birthday, they held a party for her, and the townspeople, alongside the leaders of other nations, flooded her with lavish gifts, presents, and world-first technologies, but this gained them no favour. Her favourite present was a large hulking robot that seemed to be comedically dressed to look like her, dressed in pink with a tiara and pigtails built into the shape of the head, but with it came a note that said, "I've been building this for you for the last 3 years. I'm so sorry that I couldn't make it to the party, but I have so loved our little conversations. The robot will obey your every command. See it as the embodiment of the strength we both know you have inside you. Love, a friend." Something must have snapped in her head as she proceeded to use the robot to wipe out every guest at the party. She captured her parents and threw them in a cage, while she painted the palace hall red with the people who had thought they were her friends, family and equals. The sight was nothing less than horrific. Since that day, you never want to be called to the palace. She could be after you for going against her will, being an enemy of the kingdom, or just because she wants to watch the robot kill again. King Tibor was just the calm before a very strong and dangerous storm.